walking away from this one?
You know, we played really well all weekend. You know, it's a shame that either team had to lose on Friday. You know, it's a really well-played game by both teams. And, you know, coming off of Tuesday, you know, we weren't quite sure what we were going to see this weekend. You know, St. John's is garnering a lot of publicity at this point, you know, with all the wins and few losses. So, real proud of how our guys responded. You know, they were kind of shocked a little bit after what happened midweek, and for them to come back and really play a solid weekend of baseball, led by our pitching staff. Our pitching staff was just outstanding this weekend.
And those are your veterans, so you kind of expected that they were going to have to perform well this weekend, but it seemed like you got your best out of all three of them.
Yeah, I think we might have had 2 walks all weekend, and one was an intentional walk. They're throwing a lot of strikes lately. You know, we're giving up a few hits, but if you don't throw the other stuff in there, it's really hard to score runs. So this is as good an offense as you're going to see in the country. You know, they come in with a team batting average of 340. You know, that's hard to put that up as a team after 25 games. You know, sometimes you'll see those numbers after 4 or 5 games, but you know, to pitch against a team like that and to hold them down the entire weekend. Really excited and proud. And this is what I thought we had a chance to do with our pitching, is to stay in every game like we did this weekend.
From a strategic standpoint, what did you want to do against them? I mean, you have 3 different days, so I'm sure 3 different plans, but just how do you think they executed it? What were you trying to do to keep them off balance? Because you mentioned a good team.
Well, you know, they've gotten walked a lot this year. So we talked about it in the middle of the week that, you know, they can't walk their guys. They're going to get some hits. You know, they're veteran players. They have those gaudy batting averages for a reason. But if we could stay away from the walk and they control their running game a little bit, I thought we had a chance. And that's exactly what we did with only the 2 walks. And I think we might have given up 3 or 4 stolen bases, but that's not bad for a 3-game series.
What about your offensive execution? I mean, and just the carryover from last night, which, you know, was really good from an execution standpoint. You executed those clutch hitting situations, and then today it seemed to carry over. Were you pleased to see that you didn't get one of those Jekyll and Hyde type of days like you've been getting?
Yeah. Well, we're starting to get into a little bit of better rhythm offensively. And there's a little rhythm to your offense. You know, our bunt game has been kind of spotty, but we executed a safety squeeze today. Our hit and run game is something that we've been anxious to get going, and Isaac, you know, had a great hit and run again today, as well as on Friday in the first inning. So we're starting to get a little bit more of a rhythm. We're starting to understand what we can and cannot do. That being said, we still got to execute the bunt game a lot better, you know, because we're going to be in a lot more games like this. So that's something that we'll continue to work on. But I like the fact that we're getting our leadoff batters on a little bit more often, which then creates more opportunities for us. They didn't know exactly if we were going to bunt, if we were going to hit and run, if we were going to straight steal. You can do that if your leadoff batter's on. If your leadoff batter's not on, your hands are tied. You can only probably do one thing.
Sorry if you're
It's definitely, you know, probably one of the best performances I've ever had. You know, I think there was one last year where I went pretty long and, you know, kept the pitch count down as well. But today, I mean, overall, you know, I didn't walk any guy, which, you know, was a huge standpoint going into today. You know, this team's unbelievable hitting team, you know, second in the country in hitting, so we knew we had to limit the walks and attack, and the ability not to walk anyone and, you know, make them beat me 3 times in an inning was definitely the big decider.
I think you only walked one of the starting pitchers this weekend. You guys only walked one all between the 3 of you. I mean, how were you able to use the strikes to your advantage, but also make sure, you know, with a team that hits as well as they do, that they weren't, you know, just lacing the gaps?
Yeah, definitely. Mike gets huge credit for that. You know, Mike works real well back there. You know, probably gets a couple strikes at maybe balls. But you know, he deserves a lot of credit in that. You know, Coach Watercamper just preaching, you know, pound the zone. You know, make them beat us. You know, as good as their hitting team they are. You know, not many people come here and bang the ball around. So we just wanted to pour it in the zone and see what happens.
Does a series like this, what kind of confidence does it instill in a team?
I mean, huge. Obviously, top 15 team in the country. You know, really good ball club. So beating them 2 out of 3 at this time to open up the Big East, you know, it's huge for our team. You know, get some momentum going. You know, keep it rolling into the rest of the year.
Coach, you're saying you showed some real poise out there today. I mean, how far do you feel like you've grown in that area as far as maturity and poise-wise?
Definitely a lot for my freshman year. Definitely grown up a little bit, and he definitely deserves the credit for that. But you know, he always preaches stay in the moment, and you know, don't let those guys get to you, or don't let, you know, the moment get too big. So just staying in the moment, you know, is huge for allowing me to calm down and just, stay positive out there.
So was there anything? I don't know. Did you feel like you had them off balance, or was there a point in the game where you're like, yeah, hey, I'm rolling. I've got these guys kind of where I want them, so to speak.
Yeah, actually, going into the fifth, I felt, pretty strong. I knew my fastball was, commanding it well. Obviously, I was getting by some guys, but, the big factor is commanding it with me.
Yeah.
So having the ability to command that, and then, when they were sitting on that, having the ability to throw a changeup in there, and they were way out in front of a couple ones was definitely a big key today. But, definitely not. I mean, it just kind of wasn't even thinking about just getting a rhythm and go.